Hi guys. You know, it's Marty. And guys, so I'm here at the beach and everything, and I was like, hey, I told all the peoples I was gonna put out a video at least once a week and everything. So, guys, didn't really get around to much of anything, but I was like, hey, need to do this. So, anyways, I'll give you a recap of the week's happenings. You know, because I was telling the peoples I need to put out a video at least once a week on Fridays and everything. Because if you're unaware, the homies over there at Big Idea Design, they always put out a video once a week on Fridays. And I'm like, hey, I need to get this channel grown and everything. So, you know, that's what we're doing. And, you know, if you want to check them out, yeah, there it is, you know. Big Idea Design and everything. Also, let me know what you think about this. Because, you know, I got the iPhone and it has a dual capture feature, but I like rarely ever use it. I usually just use this Osmos Pocket 3. You see, I'll show you. So I got me this DJI Osmos Pocket 3 and everything. And then I got this little Joby Gorilla Pod with the quick release thingy. So that's what I usually just be using. And you know, it works out pretty well. So anyway, let me know what you think about this whole dual capture feature. So anyway guys, to start off the week, it was the weekend, I guess, you know, WrestleMania, great stuff, you know. Night one, you know, Saturday, kind of meh, you know. Sunday, I was really hoping that Randy Orton would win, but Cody Rhodes ended up winning and everything. But, you know, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns is back, so he got his title back and everything. That ladder match, boy, was that ladder match great and everything, you know. And then, what else been happening, you know? Just been working a lot, you know. Usually work, like 50 hours a week and everything, you know. Hey guys, you gotta stay on that grind and everything. You know, my goal is to personally work a lot and then be able to put in the market and hopefully, you know, one day be able to live off the interest, because I heard that the market returns 7%, like usually annually 7%, and then I heard that people take 3% off the top, and you know, and then that leaves 4% to be continually working in the market and everything. So who knows? I heard I think you need like $1 million. So this may never even happen, you know, because you know, but who knows? Maybe one day we can get the channel really grown and everything, you know. Maybe we can even get this channel monetized. You never know, guys. You never know what the future really has in store. So anyway, guys, we also got a vacation coming up here in like June and everything. Actually, I'm working on, so May 29th is my birthday. May 29th, my birthday. I'm working that day. And then after work, I gotta drive up to see my sister. And then I'm flying to Nashville on the 30th, guys. Fly to Nashville on the 30th. And then I think on the 31st is the NASCAR race. And on the 30th, when I get into Nashville, there's a rodeo. So I'm gonna go to this rodeo, and someone's playing at this rodeo, some famous country star, I forget what his name is, but he's playing at the rodeo. John Party, I think his name is. He sings that song "Last Night Lonely," and that song, I think "Dirt on My Boots." Anyway, if you know that song, you know he's the one playing. And then, you know, the next day you got that NASCAR race, so that should be pretty cool. And then I'm gonna spend like a day just in Nashville, and then on that Tuesday I'm gonna go and see my buddies over there in Chattanooga, Tennessee, you know. And then later on that week is that Blade show in Atlanta. So, you know, lots of southern adventures to come and everything. And hey, I did the same thing last year. So if you want to check out that vlog, it's like, check it out. It's like under Marty Adventures, I think. Maybe Travels. Who really knows, guys? Who really knows? But we got that going. And tomorrow, guys, I'm thinking I'm going to go to Oregon State University, because they're having the scrimmage game and everything. And you know, it should be pretty cool to watch that, so I'll probably end up doing that. Also, I just picked up that new Monster Energy red, white, and blue Raz. You see, red, white, and blue Raz, and boy, tell you what, this one's good and everything. Also, what do you think about this here? We'll back you up a little. There. Now you can see more of the surroundings, and if you want to back up all the way, I got you on like a little suction cup dilly, and like that way it's like all the way in, you see, all the way in. So yeah, I'll get you to like maybe that one right there, maybe that one. Let's see, I'll get you at the 2. There you go. That's probably a good focal length. So anyway, you know, just been working hard and everything today on the grind. But guys, I'm working with this one guy, so you won't believe this. On Monday, guys, Monday, I get to work and everything. This guy took all this stuff out of the packaging, put it in like these crate dealies, and then he zip ties these crate dealies to the cart and everything. And I'm like, what the heck? You know, first of all, this guy, he hell's a lazy, guys. He's hell's a lazy. He took the stuff out of the packaging to put into crates, and then he zip ties the crates, and I'm all like, this is interesting. And I was like, oh, well, I gotta work it anyway. So then I go to work the stuff and everything, and I was like, oh, all this stuff's empty. And I was like, that's weird. And then, like, I was able to get rid of all the stuff and everything. So then I just cut off the zip ties, because, like, don't need these here and everything. And then this guy, I heard from my other coworker, he's all, like, laughing about this and everything. He's like, I wonder what's going to happen, you know, because he works there on the weekends. And he's all like, I wonder what's going to happen with this. You know, he's probably real upset. But frankly, I don't care. You know, it was no big deal to me and everything, you know. I always keep a knife on me, you see. Because, you know, guys, you always got to stay ready. So you have to get ready. And this right here is the RMX thumb stud. You know, RMX thumb stud, if you're wondering. It's from Worksharp and everything, you see. You hear that? Nice, nice. And then, you know, I gotta be writing on stuff, so I always keep a pen on me. And then, if I want to, like, have one of those Mexican Cokes or a Topo Chico, it has a bottle opener, you see. And this guy right here, this is from Notorious EDC and Big Idea Design. They did a collaboration. You see. Anyway. And then I got a Sharpie, because now I need to, like, be using a Sharpie. So I got me the Sharpie right here. It's a bolt action. You see? Bolt action Sharpie. Well, it's actually a marker and everything, but this is also from Big Idea Design. And yeah, great stuff, guys. This is called the Ba-Bam, you know, the best, awesomest bolt action marker. Ba-Bam and everything. That's at least what I'm calling it, you know. I think they call that internally the Ba-Bam, but you know, on the real, its name is the bolt action marker, or the BAM. You know, that's what I'd be saying and everything. So we got that on there, you know. So yeah. Anyway, guys, let's see. The Mariners, boy, did the Mariners have a good game the other day? And I saw on Netflix. Netflix has a Hulk Hogan documentary coming out, so I'm gonna watch that and everything. You know, tonight the Trailblazers are playing the playoffs, and their cheap new owner, boy, guys, he's so cheap, he ain't even gonna give them t-shirts. And you know, they usually give out t-shirts for their playoff games, but not this guy, guys. Not this guy. So anyway, so like I said, gonna go to Corvallis tomorrow. Don't know exactly what I'll be doing, but you know, I'm gonna go to that little bazaar they have, and the spring football game, because guys, on my Instagram account, by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, it's just Marty Kaufman. Sports related stuff does very well, especially Formula 1 stuff, but the Formula 1 stuff got copyrighted, and like the rest of the stuff usually gets copyrighted too. So I guess I just gotta, like, be there in person, like, shoot my own footage. So anyway, I also want to get, like, a camera one of these days and, like, do some sports photography, or like some sports videography. So if there's